Hey guys, how you doing tonight? I am going to be cooking dinner, so I thought I'd have you join me. And I'm going to be making a creamy Parmesan chicken is what I'm going to call it. You can do it on pork, you can do it on chicken, you could probably even do it on hamburgers and it would be really good. Before we start though, I want to show you what I'm having tonight. If you see me drinking this, this is what I call bulletproof bone broth. I am trying to get my electrolytes up today. I've been having a couple of leg cramps lately. So what I've done is I've taken bone broth, I've heated it up, I've added in a tablespoon of butter, a tablespoon of sour cream, and I mixed it till it was good and frothy. And then I added a little extra salt. So I'm going to be drinking that as we talk. But I wanted to go ahead and show you, I wanted to make a separate video for this. I had made this, I had prepped this in one of my videos and someone said, could you make a video separately just of how I do this? So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we do that, and grab your bulletproof bone broth and cook with me. All right. So we're going to start out, and it's two different recipes, but still pretty much the same. I make mine without mayonnaise, and I make for my husband and daughter with mayonnaise. The difference being that I cannot have mayonnaise. I am allergic, of course. That's why I make everything separate. But so I'm going to start out with a stick of softened butter, and this is really nice and softened. I've actually left this out all day, and I've done that because it really helps to make it mix easier and quicker. And then the next thing we're going to add is going to be half a cup of mayonnaise. And you know, this is just a really simple, quick recipe that you can make. And then you can make it ahead of time. You can make this ahead of time. You can make this and the meat ahead of time. You can put it in the freezer. It should freeze really well uncooked. But yeah, so got half a cup of mayonnaise. Ooh, I almost forgot one of the important ingredients, so I'm going to go grab that real quick. Right, I'm back. I always think I have everything I need, and then once I start filming, it's like, oops, I forgot. Okay, so to this, we are going to add about a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to add about a teaspoon or a little bit more of dried dill. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to add to this is going to be Parmesan cheese. Now in one of my videos I prepped this Parmesan cheese using my food processor. That was a couple weeks ago, and I still have this much left. So I thought this would be a good use of it. So I'm going to take half a cup of the Parmesan and I'm going to put that in there. And then we're just going to mix it all together. Again, this is a really simple recipe. It's really quick. And as you can tell, it really makes a lot. But what I will do with the leftovers is I will actually put it into a Tupperware container in the freezer, and I will save it for another recipe another time, because this is really a lot. But it smells really, really good. Okay. So there's one down, and I'm going to make the other one, the one for myself now. So mine is going to be just the same, except I'm just going to omit the mayonnaise. So if you're not a big mayonnaise fan, you don't have to use it. If you're allergic to mayonnaise or allergic to eggs or vinegar or whatever it is, you can make this recipe, and this should work very well for you. Again, it's going to be about a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon and a half of the dill, and then half a cup of the Parmesan. Now, of course, because we're not putting in the mayonnaise, this is not going to make as much, but that's okay. again, what I'll do with this is I will go ahead and freeze the leftovers to use another time. You can coat chicken legs with this, you can coat pork chops with this. This is going to be something that you use to bake with. As you can see, this is not quite as creamy as adding the mayonnaise as well, but it's still going to be more than good enough. The mayonnaise kind of gives it, it tenderizes it more or something, I don't know. I know that mayonnaise, I used to love mayonnaise in this recipe, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so there's mine, and I'm going to put that to the side now. And I'm going to bring over the first pan. Now what I've got here is some ribeye chops, and I can't have pork, so I'm going to make these for my husband and my daughter. So what we're gonna do, the first time I made this I put it on both sides, and I really don't think that is a necessity, so I'm going to just go ahead and layer these into the pan, and then we will spread it on top. If I can open the package. All right, here we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm a counter. There's 5 there. Wonder if we can get all these in here. Let's mush them and see. Would be really nice if we could, but I don't see it happening. Oh, it fit. It's really tight, but it fit. Okay, so let me go ahead and wash my, and I'm back with the sauce that, or the spread that I made for them, the one with the mayonnaise. So let me go ahead and spread that on top. I bet you anything I don't have that much left over when I'm all done. And of course, everything has to have a little hair in it because my hair is getting so long. So just ignore that hair I just pulled out of there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this over the top. It doesn't have to be a super thick layer. It can be, you know, a nice layer, but it doesn't have to be super, super thick. And because it's going to melt and it's going to get everywhere. But you want enough that it's going to give you some good flavor. So, here we go. A little bit more. Oh, doggone it, that hair. Okay, there it is. All right, and we are done. That's all I'm gonna do with this one. And once I get all 3 of these made up, I will put them in the oven. I'll bake them for about 375 degrees until they're bubbly and they're done. It'll probably take about 30 minutes or so, and that's okay. All right, I'm gonna stop and take a drink. I just love that. That just tastes so good. It's like a cream of chicken soup, but without the chunks, and the salt is tasting really good. Okay, so this is the other package that I'm gonna use, and I doubt I will use all of this. This is a lot of chicken in here for $6.48. We will be getting lots and lots of meals from these 2 packages. I got these on markdown earlier this week, and whatever I don't use tonight, I will bag individually, and I'll put them in the freezer. I usually put 2 in a bag because these are boneless and skinless. That's about a serving size. So I put 2 in a Ziploc freezer bag, and then when I want to make a quick lunch or a quick dinner, depending on how many I'm serving, I will just go ahead and pull out as many bags as needed. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the chicken that I did with the pork. I'm just gonna pull it out, and you know, the boneless, skinless Chicken always has a small side and a big side, so I'm kind of trying to get that all situated in there. Looks like I'll have room for one more. Awesome. Okay, again, I'm gonna wash my hands. So take another sip. I have a headache tonight, I will tell you that. And I don't know if I got something wrong at lunch, or is it just the weather and the time of year and all that good stuff, but yeah, I've got a bit of a headache tonight, so I'm hoping that bone broth helps. As you can tell, I've pretty much used all of this for the 2 dishes, so what I'll do off camera is I'll go ahead and finish up that little bit of that's left in that container, and I'll just go ahead and put it all over the pork chops. I'm not gonna bother freezing that little bit. That would be a waste. So it would be a waste of flavor, it would be a waste of time, it would be a waste of space. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish putting that. There were some thin spots on it, but I wanted to make sure I'd have enough for this one. So that's why I didn't use as much. So I'll go back and I will finish that one once we are off camera. And so that's it. That's the next one done. So now we're gonna work on the third one. And here is my casserole. I love all these glass casseroles. I am obsessed with glass casseroles right now. I don't know why, but I am. And I got these actually at, the last 2 I actually got at Goodwill. And I like this round one because the round one is good for making like a pizza. That way you can have the traditional triangles, and it's just really fun. So I'll use this for a pizza and you know, for any other thing. This is a really good company dish because it plates up really nicely once it's cooked. You will definitely see that it's a lot more fancy than other things, and so this would be a really good company dish. Okay, so it looks like that's the last chicken I'm going to be able to fit in there, and I have 2 pieces left. So like I said, I'll take those 2 pieces and I will put those in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. So now I'm going to go wash my hands and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I'm back with my my spread that I'm going to use for myself. Again, it is a little bit thicker just because it doesn't have the mayonnaise in it to thin it out. What you could do is you could put it in the microwave for maybe 10 or 15 seconds if you want to make it a little softer, but really you're not going to need to. So I'm going to put this in here. Ah, that tastes good. And we'll just spread it around just like the other 2. Like I told you in the prepping video, this is an old recipe that that my grandma used to make, and we used to put it on top of bread. And I really like this recipe. It's a really keto-friendly recipe just because of all the fat that you're going to be adding to non-traditionally fatty meats, but also it's just got a really good flavor. We used to serve the bread with spaghetti. So you can imagine all the applications that this would have. Again, I think that this probably in this form works best with chicken and pork. I guess if you wanted to put it on a steak, you could, but I don't know. I think steak should be just with compound butter and salt, and that's about it. I'm kind of a steak snob now. I never used to be, and then all of a sudden I realized that I have totally become a steak snob. So that's it. That's all we're gonna do to this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these in a 375-degree oven. Again, I said probably about 30 minutes to 45 minutes until they're golden brown and cooked through. Once I have these all cooked up, I will bring them out and I will show you the finished product. I hope you like these. This is probably gonna be multiple servings for us for the rest of the week, probably lunches and, you know, quick grab and go suppers for later in the week, and that's it. So, all right, thank you for listening to me ramble tonight. I hope you like this recipe. Hope you like bulletproof bone broth and you try it. If you try it, let me know. And once I have this cooked, I will show you. All right, we are back, and I have pulled the chicken out of the oven. Because I had 3 casserole pans, I put the chicken on top and the pork chops on the next shelf. The top of the pork chops has not gotten brown like these, so I'm going to go ahead and let them cook a little bit longer. I think it actually took about 45 minutes to get this way. So let me go ahead and show you what they look like. All right, so this is the one with the mayonnaise and this is the one without mayonnaise. And as you can tell, they're just like nicely golden brown. There's a lot of good juice in there, so you can use that juice for other things. You could even probably thicken it up if you wanted to, or serve it over the top. Again, we make 2 of these as a serving size, and that didn't work very well. But there you go. That's the one with the mayonnaise. And then here is the other one, the one without the mayonnaise, and just the butter and seasonings. And let me see if I can get it apart. There we go. All right. And there's mine. All right, so as you can see, they're really nice and tender. They're cooked all the way through. They're very juicy, and my mouth is literally watering right now. That's why I'm having such a hard time speaking. But there you go. I'll pull the pork chops out a little bit later, and take a picture of them, but I won't show you right now because they're just not brown at this time. And so there you go. Another recipe, simple, quick, easy to put together. You can prep it. You don't have to prep it. And let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit like and comment, hit subscribe, and have a good night. Enjoy.